Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the first ever Cozy Crochet-a-long. We are doing the 6-day star blanket, and we have Miss Betty McKnit here, the creator, the founder, the brains behind the viral 6-day star blanket. How are you doing, Betty?
I'm doing great. It's hot here.
It is. It is very hot. I hope everybody's staying hydrated. I have my really bougie glass of water.
Oh, that looks nice.
Um, so as everybody's trickling in, if you don't know what the 6-day star blanket is, you have been living underneath of a rock. The 6-day star blanket went viral mainly this year, and it is a blanket that Betty has came up with that everybody on TikTok, Instagram has been sharing their journey of making it. Most people start with the first day and show how it grows and grows and grows. For today's crochet along and for the month of August, every Friday for the month of August, we will be coming together and crocheting on the blanket. And if you are looking for the um, pattern, it is linked in the description below. You can get it for free, or you can buy the ad-free version on Betty's website. Now, Betty, can you just tell us how you came up with the 6-day star blanket?
The 6-day star blanket is a variation on the 6-day kid blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 6-day kid blanket is a chevron pattern with alternating rows of single crochet, 2 rows of clusters, another row of single crochet, 2 rows of double crochet, and it zigzags. And so that pattern, was just something I made. And then it went viral when I wasn't even paying attention. I started this big Facebook group so that I could answer all the many questions that were coming in. And people started saying, could you make the blanket go in the round or a square, like a granny square? Make it go from the center out. And I would say, that doesn't chevron. So that doesn't really feel like 6-day, the 6-day blanket. Because to me, the 6-day blanket, has the zigzags.
Mm-hmm.
So it just was a question that was getting asked a lot. And it started to get on my nerves. So I was like, I guess I have to figure out how to do this. So the 6-day star blanket was actually my attempt to make the 6-day kid blanket both go in the round and chevron. So it ended up in a star shape. And I really didn't think the 6-day kid blanket was going to go viral. And I had no expectation that that my blanket was going to go viral, that the star blanket was going to be as popular as it is. But I feel great about it. But yeah, it was totally follower requested. And people ask me for stuff all the time, and I usually say no. Could you do this with the 6-day blanket? Could you do a square with it? And I say no. And then eventually enough people ask me that I usually will do it.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle. It drives me crazy. I start thinking how would I do that? And then it's like, I can't stop until I figure it out.
Yes, because there's so many different iterations of the 6-day kid blanket. We have the 6-day man blanket, which I did.
Yes.
We have the 6-day hexagon cardigan. Every single time I wear my cardigan, people are like, "What is that? Where did you? Who made that?" So I'm always sharing that pattern. We have I feel like the newest one is the Rigididge.
Yes, that's the Rigididge behind me. So the really cool thing about the 6-day kid blanket is these 6 rows of stitches is you can stripe it if you change colors between the double crochet rows or rounds. It gives you a certain look. if you change colors between the cluster rounds, it gives you a totally different look.
Mm-hmm.
So those same stitches, you can just stripe your work in a different way and it looks completely different. So the Rigididge is just another stripe version that all these different versions. Well, the man blanket is actually the original stripe with the color change on rows 5 and 6. That's the original stripe that was called Vivid Chevrons. And the other variations are stuff that like followers were doing and posting pictures, and people were like, well, what is that? You know, so that's how we came up with these different versions. But yeah, so the Rigididge is the latest one, and it has a color change between the double crochet rows, and it also has a little bit of texture with some front post crochet. And you can also do that stripe on the star blanket, any of the star blankets, just by using front post crochet on round 6.
Yeah, so you can actually find all of those patterns and different variations on the Betty McKnit website, which is linked down below.
Okay. Great.
Really quick, let's say hi to our members. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our members, Paula, Mish, Cameron, and Marsha. Thank you so much for being a member. If you would like to be a member, the link is down below to join. You get access to exclusive videos and special perks and a whole bunch of other fun goodies as well. Betty is actually so kind enough to provide the members, once it's available, a stitch counter,
stitch tracker,
for the 6-day star blanket.
For the star blanket.
Yeah, so you'll be able to keep track of all your stitches and how many you have, and that's very exciting. So if you would like access to that early, to become a member, or wait like everybody else does.
Right. I'll have to join during the Crochet-a-long, right?
Yes.
Membership.
Alrighty, so let's talk about colors. Now I'm gonna spoil it for some of you guys. I've already started my blanket. This is my first day. So
that's your day one.
Yes, day one of my star blanket. That's
a good amount for day one.
Yes. And the thing about this is once you start, I feel like you really can't stop. Especially the only time I really was like, okay, I gotta stop. It's like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, ooh, I have to get up early. So that's when I stopped. But this is what mine looks like.
It's beautiful.
And the colors that I'm using, that leads me on to my next partner of today's live, is Furls. So Furls was so kind enough to supply me with all of the yarn that I need for this blanket.
Oh, it's the Wander.
The Wander yarn. Yes. So the colors that I have is in this blue called Caspian. So pretty. I think this is actually my favorite. And then this one is in the color Midnight. It's like you barely can see it on my camera.
Yeah, it's like a dark navy.
Dark navy blue. It's
very
so
rich. You love your blues.
Yeah, literally, as you can see. And then this one right here, if it'll focus, this is in the color Laguna, which I feel like is always sold out. So I was really happy when I was able to get my hands on. And then the lighter color, or the high contrast from the rest of the colors, is Moonbeam.
It's pretty.
So these are the colors that I have. All right.
And did you choose your color combination? Because I know I don't know if they still do this, but they put the Wander together in like special palettes. They used to. They used to have like palette packs with different colorways. But did you choose those yourself, or is that one of their colorways?
Yeah, so I chose those myself based off of so this blanket is actually going to be I hope she's not watching this. She probably will watch it, but this is actually for my friend because her favorite color is blue, just like me.
Uh-huh.
So this is gonna be for her, and then I'm actually changing mine. So it's kind of like I think it's like the snowflake variant.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah. If you change between, if you want the snowflake look, you change between the cluster rounds.
Yeah.
So you change between round 2 and 3.
And so the only one I didn't do it on was the silver, like the setup rows, and then like
Yeah.
the subsequent rows after that, because I really wanted like the star to
Oh,
show.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we have the snowflake. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Um, so yeah, and then I have my
Oh,
the rose
nice.
gold. Have you got your hands on one of the streamline?
I don't. Well, I have several streamlines here, and I I love I love the way that they look.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful, and I was at 2 crochet conferences this past year, and Furls was like so generous with their like swag gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up with a few more from the conferences that I went to. But I'm just an Odyssey girl.
Yeah.
I love my Odysseys. They really feel good in my hand. I like the weight of them, and I like the hook. So no, I haven't tried the new metal streamlines yet.
Oh.
I'm still like, you're gonna have to probably break and kill and bury every single one of my Odysseys before I try something else. Um, that's just, yeah, how I am.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Um,
They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
yeah, they are so nice. And what I like about the streamline, especially the rose gold one and the black one that came out like last month, is people have been getting really creative at like matching their hook to their project. I'm not doing it this time around, but I'm very excited to do that next time.
Yeah. The streamlines are the streamlines, and some of the resin hooks are, they just look gorgeous in photos.
Yes.
So I'm outing myself a little bit. Sometimes I put them in my photos, even though it's not the actual hook that I was using.
I mean, I feel like we all do that. Like,
But they don't sell the Odyssey anymore. It's, you know, or at least hopefully they'll come out with a replacement, you know, that's similar. But yeah, that's my favorite hook, but they don't sell it. So
yeah.
What good is an affiliate code? You know, hook they don't sell.
The one that she actually used, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about it, because it's like I like the streamline so much and I like the Odyssey, but something about the streamline is like, how do they top it? How are they going to, I mean, they have to have some good like marketing behind it, because I don't see myself going back to the Odyssey, in my opinion. I like the Odyssey, but I've been using the streamline in lieu of getting my hands on other Odysseys. So they're gonna have to do some really good promotion for the newest Odyssey, because I think there is one. There's been rumors of one coming out at the end of this year.
I've heard the rumors, and I've heard the talk about it. So I'm, you know, I've had my this Furls is sponsoring this call, so I'll just briefly say I've been having my like antennae up for another hook, you know, because I am so loyal to the Odyssey, and I really do love that hook. And I'm like, what am I going to do if I, you know, didn't have the Odyssey? I have to look for something else for when, you know, mine all break, or I lose them all, or they all end up in the couch, or with the gremlins, or with the extra socks, or wherever it is they go. Because they're constantly like not where I think they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just have not. I've tried some different things, and I just have not been able to put down my Odysseys. I really love them, and I'm a somatics expert. So for me, like taking care of my body is really important, and taking care of my hands when I crochet. And
Mhm.
I think it's a very personal choice. You know, I don't think the Odyssey is right for everybody's hand. But if, you know, like if you have found the streamline feels right for you and for your hand, that's great. I
Mhm.
wish I could say the same, that the Odyssey is the one that feels right for me. So
Mhm.
um, I just have to hope I don't lose all my H, I, and J Odysseys, because that's
Yeah.
the sizes I use the most.
Yeah. I understand of losing the hook. I hunt mine down. I will. I'll start. Wait, where's my hook at? And it has to be the one that I started with, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's my hook at? I will wait. I will spend hours looking for it, and then just be like stuck down in the couch, or like in a bag or in a purse
I,
somewhere.
I found a bunch of them when I went to the conferences this past year. I
Mhm.
found a bunch of them in like a little travel bag I had packed up
Oh
last
man.
year. Like I had an emergency bag full of hooks, and there was like an Odyssey in every size in that bag. And I was like, that's where they all went. It was like Christmas.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I do love those hooks, and they, I can crochet really fast with them. So,
Hmm. Yeah, they're phenomenal.
yeah.
So we kind of went off of topic with the
That's
with the
okay.
we can talk about hooks all day, but
You
we're
were
here.
talking about the snowflake effect, so
Yes.
I can use that as a way to kind of get back into the 6-day star blanket for
Hmm.
your crochet along peeps who are starting, if they're doing this blanket for the same time for the first time.
Hmm.
One thing that is confusing for a lot of people with this blanket is it's not just numbered like rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hmm.
The rows and the round numbers, they kind of go out of order. And the reason for that is that all 6-day blankets have the same row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So row 2 and 3 are always the cluster row or round.
Hmm.
And the reason for that is so that we can say, if you want the snowflake effect on your 6-day crochet, any pattern, you can change between row 2 and 3 or round 2 and 3.
Hmm.
So that's why they're all numbered like that, so that these different stripes work with every single pattern. So for your star blanket, you're going to start out with the setup rounds, and there's like, I think 9 of them, 8 or 9 of them. And then it starts with round 2 through 7.
Yep.
And then it'll go 2 through 7, 2 through 7, 2 through 7, 2 through 7 until your blanket is as big as you want. So you just only do those setup rounds one time, and then you start the rounds 2 through 7, which are the ones that repeat over and over. And those are the 6-day crochet rounds.
Yes. Yeah. So I am thoroughly enjoying.
Yeah.
So mine, I'm kind of being a little funky with it because I kind of want to look different.
Uh-huh.
So for mine, I have like the star in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So I really like that. And then if you look, um, I forgot the row count,
It's
but
okay.
for this one, I have like the straight double crochets and then the clusters for one color.
Uh-huh.
So that's like what. Well, then you also have the row of single crochets,
Uh-huh.
and then so that's 3 rows, and then for 6 rows, I have it on one color until I
Okay.
go to the next cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And then to keep that star flake, I'm doing the small 3.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
Yeah.
be like small, big, small, and then it'll keep going. And then the colors are actually gonna be randomized, and that's gonna lead up to my next question for everybody watching right now. What should my next color be
Mm.
for the blanket? Should I do silver? Should I go? Well, we can't do dark blue. And so should I do the lighter blue or the medium blue?
Why can't we do dark blue? Is that what you just did?
Yeah, that's the ending.
Oh, okay. You ended on dark blue. So the choices are silver, light, yeah, hold them all up,
Light blue or the medium
or
blue.
medium blue. So which one do you think all think she
What do
should
you
do?
think, guys? I know I had the Hue therapist here. She has been rocking with me since day one in these live streams. Thank you so
Wow.
much. She did this video today where she was showing all of the yarn and getting ready for the live stream. So
Oh
that
wow.
was exciting.
That's
All
great.
right. So the Hue therapist, she says silver.
Okay.
Okay, I can see
Hue
silver.
therapist.
Starting
Okay.
back from the beginning. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. One thing I will say about color is I think people stress out way too much about color and striping. And I have, well, I'm pointing the wrong way. I purposely did this one the way that, when this blanket first went viral, it was a creator named Sissy Hankshaw, I think
Mhm.
is her handle. And I purposely did what she did in her viral video, which was just use thrift store yarn and
Mm.
whatever I had. So like the 6 Day Star Blanket is a great scrap project. You can pretty much use any yarn and just start putting colors together and don't stress about whether it's right or wrong or does it look good, does it not look good. Like I haven't seen any ugly ones yet.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody who's I've seen done the 6 day star blanket has been absolutely gorgeous. You can do no wrong with however way you do it. And I think that's what's so fun about this pattern and any other variations of the pattern is like literally no matter what you do is going to look good. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what the stripe is, no matter what variations you do, it's going to look good. Especially the 6 day halter top, which is your newest pattern that came out. What was it, last Friday?
Yes, I was a week ago. Yeah, a week ago today. Well, I have it on my mannequin, but I have my super starro shawl. She's wearing the super starro shawl over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Uh yes, I did that. The halter top, 6 day halter top with Jack of Yarns. It was her idea.
Yes.
She actually wanted to do a dress and it ended up being a halter top. And it was a really fun collaboration. She's fun to design with. I like working with her. She's very clever.
Yes, she is. Oh, she is so much fun. And she has, I really like her takes on like crochet sustainability because
Yes.
like I don't, some of the things she talked about I don't even realize or think about. I'm just like, "Ah, that's why you're so smart. She's so smart." So when I saw that you were collaborating with her, I was like, yes, yes. So in a halter top, I would have never thought to make it into a halter top because we see the 6 day or the 6 day kid blanket in the variations of like shawls and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
to something more. Oh, and then you have the 6 day shrug. I've seen that before.
Yeah. I'm
So to
I'm
make
gonna I'm gonna work on I'm gonna like work that pattern back out
mhm.
because I think it has some issues. But yeah, I'm gonna be bringing that one back. I think in the fall and working on it some. Um, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry I
Oh,
interrupted.
no, you're good. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think that pattern is super modern and fashion forward for especially what people are looking for now
Wow. Yeah. Thank
in
you.
wearables when it comes to crochet. Because right now we're looking at a resurgence of crochet.
Crochet is having a moment.
Yes.
It is having a moment, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
I love it.
And I think like and that's why I think that's one of the reasons why the 6 day blanket went viral in the first place because when we want to do I'm gonna say millennials when we want to do blankets, right, we want to do something that's not all just one boring stitch over and over again in the
Yes.
same direction. The 6 day blanket has so many changes that it keeps you like on your toes and it's fresh and it's new and just so dynamic in the colors that I think that's one of the reasons why it went viral and why people, and the whole 6-day aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that,
I mean, I feel like these like 6 rows of stitches and the combination of double crochet, single crochet, and clusters with
mm-hmm,
or without chevroning, it is, there's just something about it that it's the right combination of like mindless
mm-hmm,
and thoughtful, that where it's not like, it's definitely not at all like doing a, you know, an entire blanket of double crochet or half double crochet, you know, like, oh my goodness, I would, you know, never finish it. I would never finish it. It's just way too mindless for me. But it's like, it's enough that you can and I try to write the pattern. Like, people kind of complain about the way I write the pattern sometimes,
mm-hmm.
because I don't write everything out. But like, I purposely made this star blanket. I purposely wrote the pattern so that you could remember, you could memorize it. You didn't have to keep looking back at the pattern, and you could know, okay, I'm going to go down to the last one before the valley, and then I'm going to skip 2, and then I'm going to go up to the point, and I'm going to do 5, you know, and you don't have to keep looking at the pattern. But it just is like enough, it's enough to keep you interested, but it's not so much that it's like you have to be glued to the pattern and like reading and concentrating all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I look for in patterns, is something that's dynamic enough to where it's fresh and easy and fun, but not so complex that I'm like, oh, where I got to figure out what the next
Yeah.
row is and be glued to the pattern. So I think that's what's leading to the virality of it, and I'm here for it. I was so excited when I saw more people. I'm like, oh, now I have to make one. So
it's really fun to see them all. And I'll just say this. I love being tagged, and I love seeing the blank. Some people say, oh, I'm sorry for tagging you so much. I'm like, I live to get tagged and open up one of my apps and see that somebody else has made a TikTok or a reel, or, you know, they're showing off their star blankets. And it just really, it is amazing for me to see. I love seeing what you all create. One blanket is more beautiful than the next. It's like, it's incredible.
yes. And as I'm working on mine, what are some frequently asked questions that you find people ask you over and over and over again? So our viewers, while they're doing their blanket, they can always refer back to them.
Yeah. Well, one thing I get asked about a lot are the stitch counts, and there, I'm in the process of updating the pattern and putting more counts in it for people that rely more on stitch counts. But when I wrote the pattern, I wanted it to be easy to understand. And what I found was that people were trying to just correct to a stitch count if it wasn't coming out right. And so they were missing important details about the construction of the blanket because they were just correcting to whatever stitch count.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You can't fudge this one. So it really needs to come out. Like, if it's not coming out the way the pattern is written, you have probably made a mistake. And you should go back and figure out what the mistake was. And then when you understand how the pattern works and you're on your second or third repeat and you're off by 1, then you can fill in and fudge when you understand why it's 1 off, or you can go back and look and see where you missed something. But when you're first trying to do the blanket, I would not fudge stitch counts. So that was actually the reason why I didn't put stitch counts for every single thing in, because I just found people were just trying to fudge to the stitch count and not really understanding the pattern. And then their blankets were like all cockeyed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing. People ask a lot, can they use cake yarn? And should they control the colors, or should they just let it flow? And my answer for that is cake yarn is made for the 6-day crochet projects.
I agree. I agree.
6-day kid blankets and star blankets look amazing in cake yarn. I would say the granny square version, not so much. You can see the jog. Like if you're doing a granny square 6-day using cake yarn, I would control it. But for the star blanket, I don't think you need to control the colors except for the first 8 rounds in the middle, because it ends up being like a bullseye, right in the middle of the blanket. And you have a mid-row color change, and it's like, it looks like a little, like it's looking at you a little off. It's right in the middle and it sticks out. So just for those first 8 rounds, it's okay if the color changes, but have it change at the end of a round and then start a new round with the next color. So just control your center and have that nice, like you were intentional with doing that white star in the middle. That was such a great idea. But that's what you want. You want the center to just be, not have any of those color changes. And then I would say after you're done with the setup rounds and you're in the repeating rounds and you want to use cake yarn and just let it flow and let it change whenever, it's not going to be as noticeable there in the outer, in the outer rounds. So that's a frequently asked question. And I think one question, or I don't really want to say misconception, is about the name, the 6-day blanket. I think a lot of content creators have taken on the challenge of making the blanket in 6 days, and they want to know, how much should I do each day to make my blanket in 6 days? And the truth is, the original 6-day blanket was a very small toddler blanket made with chunky weight yarn. And it just happened to take me 6 days to make. And so that's what I named the pattern. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time. So now all of the 6-day patterns, it's come to describe these 6 repeating rows of stitches. So most of them, can you do it in 6 days? Yes, absolutely. Most of them you can. Some of them, like this really big Rigididge back here, took me, I think, 23 days. So if you're going to, like when I named the pattern, I wasn't thinking about, people are going to want to take this and make it in all these different sizes with 3-weight yarn and 4-weight yarn. And I used 6, I was just like, this only took me 6 days. What a great name. But I mean, all that being said, this pattern works up amazingly fast. That blanket, 6-day blanket behind me, was completed in 6 days, and it can be done. It absolutely can be done. So when you first start your star blanket, it's going to feel like it's going by really fast because it's tiny.
Yeah.
So the first beginning of it is like, oh, wow, maybe I will complete this in 6 days. And then, day 3, day 4, and then all of a sudden, day 5, it takes you an hour to go all the way around once.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. If you are trying to do it in 6 days, I would do at least the setup rounds plus 1 repeat. And then for the next 3 days, I would do at least 1 repeat, or try to do maybe 2 on day 2, and then 1 repeat after that. And then when you get to the outer edge, that last round is probably going to take you, the last 2 or 3 rounds are going to take you 1 full day to do. So, but it can be done.
Yeah, because I did the challenge of doing the 6-day hexagon cardigan, and I think I did it in 6 days, 6 or 7 days.
Yeah, the cardigan can definitely be done in 6 days.
Oh yes, and then you've also done like crochet marathons.
Yes,
where you've done. I was like, she's a good one. I love crocheting all day long, but I don't know. But you like, oh, I'm gonna go outside for a little bit. So you broke it up, but that was fun to watch you do a 6-day blanket literally in a few
I did
hours.
it in 2 sessions. Yeah, I did it in 2 sessions. I crocheted for I think 6 hours one day, and and 6 or 8 hours the second. It was like a total of 12 hours, and yeah, I did the entire thing on live. I don't know. I had a harebrained idea last year that I was going to, from now on, I'm doing all my things from start to finish on lives. And then I did that entire blanket right there on a live. And I did a Rigididge Supernova, the whole thing on a live.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I'm not doing the whole thing on live anymore.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, oh my goodness.
That Rigididge burned me out from doing entire projects on live, because I was definitely at the end of the road on that, like, why am I doing this again? Like, what am I doing? But now, now I've released the pattern, and if you want somebody to crochet along every single stitch with you, I'm there. Yeah. I did every single stitch on camera. You can listen to all my dumb stories again while I'm doing it, and hear all the conversations that I had with the people that came in and out, if that interests you. And but you can also see, like, I did tutorial for everything in there, in that blanket, and that's the Rigididge. So
yes, those are always fun to watch. But you know what else is fun to watch?
Oh boy.
It would be great if you watched yourself, I guess. That was a really bad segue. but I would love to see somebody win a mug. So we're going to keep commenting in the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, keep commenting, because at the end of this live, I'm going to be giving somebody away. I'm going to give somebody a 6-day Star Blanket Betty McKnit mug. Now, if you have not seen all of the amazing merch that Betty has to offer, yes, that's the mug. If you did not see all the amazing merch that Betty has to offer, you're missing out. She has leggings, first of all. Those are nice. Those are nice leggings. Do you have a pair of leggings, and do you wear them?
Me.
Yes.
Yes. My favorite are the pink ones. They are so soft. So soft. And I just sent Elise Rose from Elise Rose Crochet. I just sent her a pair because she did like a little thing on the Star Blanket. And oh my goodness, she was like, I'm going to live in these. The pink ones are really soft. Just text me and tell me what size you want. I'll send you a pair of those pink ones. Do you like pink? Do you wear pink?
I do wear pink.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make some more versions of those leggings, because they are really soft and nice. Yeah.
Yes. And there is a other mug, so like a travel mug. I think there's like a water bottle too. There's
this one's my favorite.
Yeah, you're muted. That one's so cute. And so there's so much other merch on there to explore. So make sure you head on down to Betty McKnit's website. That's also linked down below. But make sure you are continuously commenting, because at the end, we're going to pick a lucky winner through the comments. So we talked about frequently asked questions. We talked about colors. So what's next for Betty McKnit, other than the 6-day kid blanket? Or are you just stuck on that? Is that what the hell you're going to die on?
I am obsessed with these stitches. I do keep thinking up new things to do with them. I held this up already, but this is actually a pattern that I've already released, but I'm like rework them. So I'm reworking some of my older things as I go along, and I work with people, answer questions. I learn more and more about better ways and more clear ways that I can write my patterns so that people don't have to like rely on me answering them, and it's just more clear. So this is the 6-day great granddaddy blanket, and I'm going to be doing a little crochet along for that and re-releasing that.
Okay.
And I did a version in Noro for Knitting Fever, and that one is called the 6-day great granddaddy O. I put an O on the end for the Noro, which is my favorite yarn. And I have a 6-day poncho that's been worked out, and I'm going to release that soon. And some patterns with this chaos idea that I had, which is like the 6-day granny square, and then the 6-day chevron, and then the granny stitches around. So it's like it's very chaotic. I came up with that when I had bronchitis earlier this year, and I was sick, and it was like a fever dream. And so I made one of those up with crazy colors. So there's that. And I'm doing more with somatics. And just, a lot of people crochet and knit for their mental health, for anxiety relief and stress relief. And some of us, become kind of fixated on working on our projects and can sometimes hurt ourselves or injure ourselves because we're not taking care of our bodies. And so I'm doing more with somatic crochet and somatic knitting, supporting people's mental health through crochet, and helping people be more aware of their body sensations. That's what somatics is about, is body awareness and taking care of your body, and supporting your spirit and your mental health through body awareness techniques and physical techniques like breathing and stretching and just consciousness and awareness. So I hold free meetings for somatics once a month. And those, if people are interested in that, they can find out about it on my website and come to one of those meetings and learn how to take care of their hands and their body, learn some stretches and breathing exercises, and connect and kind of get some support in community. And I have a membership community also where I share all of my patterns. I hold Zoom meetings where I just hang out and crochet along with people. I have groups of people that like to work on my patterns as I'm still developing them. So like all those people have already done all their ponchos. They've already done all their chaos blankets. Like they've done all the stuff that when it was like still an idea before it was released. And so that I have a membership community that people can join and be part of and engage more with both my patterns and my somatic work.
Yes, I'm also a part of your community, and if you're looking for a community other than, of course, mine, that's a really good one to join. There's always something going on. Like last year, you hosted for the what was it called? The Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival.
Oh yeah,
So,
we did a retreat in person.
Yeah, so that was cool. There's always something going on in her community, and the lives are so much fun. I've had the opportunity to join a few of them, and it is so fun in there. I think the last one I joined, they were talking about like shows that they were watching, and that's always fun to hear what everybody's watching and what everybody's interested in.
Yeah, we talk about whatever in there, and then some of my members like to have Zoom calls where we just crochet, and I'm not like, because I have the gift of gab. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I talk a lot. So, and I like to teach, I like to teach and, be in charge. And so they do like to come in and not have me be in charge sometimes and just kind of hang out and talk. And that's when my like kind of lively side comes out and my potty mouth and those kinds of those kinds of things are revealed. And we talk, you know, like we let our hair down a little bit more, I guess I should say.
Yes.
So it's the Betty McKnitiverse is the name of my community. Yeah, it's the Betty McKnitiverse. And then if you Google somatic crochet, I believe my page will come up where I have the link to the meetings that you can sign up for. The next one is on August 20th, and it's completely free till the end of the year. After this year, I think I'm gonna make it, you know, something that you can only access inside the community. But it's for this year. I'm still kind of figuring out what people need and what somatic crochet really looks like. You know, what does it consist of and what does it mean? And what is it that people want to need from it? And what do I want to offer? So anyways.
Yes, we love that. A nice healing journey through crochet. I think that's what we all need, especially during these crazy times, these crazy oh my gosh, crazy political times that we're going through right now. I think it's a really nice tool to have to unstress, unwind, and I feel like crochet is the best.
Yes.
Best way.
I mean, which would you rather have, chaos or the 6-day chaos blanket?
Exactly. Literally, you should have a shirt like the only chaos I need is the 6-day chaos blanket or something like that.
Exactly.
It's crazy up there. So are you watching the Olympics?
I have been following gymnastics. I was a dancer for many years. And I coached gymnastics years and years ago and cheerleading. And so I've been following gymnastics and also Simone Biles's journey. I was like really, I don't know, like something happened to me when she dropped out of the Olympics in 2020 to take care of herself. And then like there was something about that was just like, oh wow, like what courage to like prioritize yourself and your own mental health and well-being to give up something as important as the Olympics and value your own self and mental health like more than winning a medal in front of the entire world. And just felt like that was so risky. And I was so proud of her. And I was so like that did something to me when she did that. Like that gave me permission in some way to be like, I can, like I matter and I'm going to take care of myself. And our mental health really is important. Our well-being really is important. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could give a bronze, silver, and gold medal to any of your patterns, let's start with bronze.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, if I were to give medals, they would be crocheted medals.
Okay.
They would be crocheted in the 6-day. They would be in the shape of a 6-day star.
Okay.
6-day star would definitely win the gold.
Got you.
Like it's the one. That's it. It's the meat and potatoes right now. Like that is the one everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the good old 6-day kid blanket would get the silver, and it was the one that started it all, the OG. And then the third one, let me see, who would get the bronze? I think I'm gonna say the bronze medal would go to a pattern of mine that is actually not a 6-day pattern.
Oh,
yeah, believe it or not, it's the what do they call it? The sneaker. What am I trying to say? The sleeper. It's the sleeper. Oh. It's over there sleeping on my site. It's called the Metro North traveling scarf. And it's just like a really simple scarf pattern. But the reason I think it's special is because you can take any amount of yarn, like that skein of something that you bought that you were like, this is beautiful, but what am I going to do with it? Mm-hmm. And you can divide that skein of yarn in half. And so it's a triangle scarf. So it goes like starts like this, it goes like this until you use half of the yarn, and then when half of it's gone, then it goes like that, and it makes the triangle, and so then you have enough to do the edge.
Oh.
And it economizes the yarn. You use like almost all the yarn that you have, any amount, and it could be as small as like little bandana size, or it can be like blarf, and they come out really nice. So I'm actually really proud of that pattern. It's called the Metro North scarf, and I just feel like it's really clever.
Yeah, it is, because sometimes we buy yarn and not necessarily know, like, what am I going to do? Especially if you go to like festivals or things like, what is it called? Rhineback, and you buy up all this yarn or all these skeins.
Yeah.
Like, I only bought one of one skein of this.
What do I do with this? Yeah. So I actually usually buy two. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if nothing else, I can make a Metro North.
Yeah.
I can use one of them and then start the decreases and finish it up with the second one. And it's, not every crochet pattern looks great in hand dyed either. So that is my go-to pattern when I have a skein of hand dyed that I'm like, I'm not sure what to do with this. That I can always make a Metro North scarf out of it. And then you wear it right around your neck, it's like a showpiece. And it's really simple. Yeah, I give different options for stitches and stuff. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about that, because I'm like known for the 6-day stuff, but I do have a couple other little patterns that are pretty good patterns too. And I always try and use up all the yarn and do some kind of interesting construction to keep people interested. So
yeah. So speaking of yarn, I know that you said that you can use cake yarns for the 6-day star blanket and it works perfect. Mm-hmm. What other yarns would you recommend that people would use?
My favorite yarn is from Noro. Knitting Fever reached out to me last year and offered me yarn support, and ever since then I've just been like, that's it. That yarn is just the be all and end all to me, and I feel like it looks amazing worked up in 6-day stitches. I feel like the yarn and the stitch are just a match made in heaven. Mm-hmm. And I love the people behind it. And the colors. The designer of the yarn who came up with these colors is no longer with us. He has passed on, but he was in my opinion, a genius in putting colors together. So whenever you have a skein of Noro, there's always like one color that's like, what were they thinking putting this in here? And it stands out, but it's always just like, it's so just good. Amazing. Yeah. Like this shawl back here, the 6-day Super Starro, that's Noro Yukata yarn. Mm-hmm. And it has that acid green, which I happen to love. Mm-hmm. It's got this dark purple in it. And it's also got like this peachy orange. I mean, would you ever put those three colors together?
I would have never put them together, but they look phenomenal.
That is incredible. And when I wear it, I get a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. But everybody wants to know what it is and where it came from. So if you like really want that just stunning, drop dead gorgeous 6-day shawl or star blanket or top or whatever, I would make it out of Noro.
Yeah, if you wanted to stand out, that's the way to go. Don't you have kits on your website?
I do. I have kits for the star shawl and the Super Starro shawl, and I also have a Noro kit for a full size 6-day blanket. It's called the 6-day Beach House blanket, and it's basically the same 6-day blanket stitches, but I I wrote the pattern specifically for the Noro Subami yarn. It uses almost every single inch of that gorgeous silk wool yarn. It's a perfect weight for a beach house, which is, where I live. I live in a beach house. And I feel like, to me, it just like, it symbolizes the journey for me of like the 6-day blanket being just like this little project that I did, and the evolution of like where I am now, where I'm a crochet designer and full time, and I live in a beach house, and people send me this amazing yarn for free to make things out of. And so I use that blanket every day because it's close to my heart, and it's like symbolizes so much for me. But it's a journey working that a 6-day blanket with 6 balls of Noro yarn. It's a dream to work up. Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely what you would call like an heirloom blanket.
Yes. It's a real treat yourself, like if you, and I encourage crocheters to make things for themselves, because we often do not do that. So sit down, get yourself this expensive kit of Noro. It costs $300, and you've spent $300 on cheap yarn.
Yes.
I know you have. So don't do that one time, and instead buy this kit for yourself.
Yes.
And make this thing for yourself, and you'll love it.
Yes.
Anthea's Style says, I'm a chunky yarn lover, size 5 or 6. Just wondering if you ever made the 6-day blanket with chunky yarn. If so, what hook size would you recommend? There is a pattern called the 6-day chunky throw, and it's the 6-day blanket made up with chunky yarn, and I think I did an 8 or a 10 millimeter hook, and it gives you the yarn that it's shown in is Karen Tea Cakes, but you can use any chunky yarn. But that was the yarn that I used when I made up that pattern.
Yes, that was a great question. All right, so the next question is, who's going to win?
Yes, who's going to win the 6-day star blanket mug? Look, mine is full of Odyssey crochet hooks. I'm so scared that I'm gonna. And I have 3 other mugs that look like this, Odysseys, and I'm like, but what's gonna happen when they're all gone?
Yeah.
Oh, but this is the 6-day star mug, and it says, "Only in darkness can the stars come out."
Yes, I love that mug so much. And these aren't like even though I have broken one, I still have it. But these mugs, like this part didn't break, the handle broke. Anyway, these mugs are really nice. They are dishwasher and microwave safe. They are big. My guests use these, even though I wish they wouldn't, because if they break them, then I'll actually be upset. But I love mine. This one is the 6-day man blanket. The colors are phenomenal, and they're nice and vivid, and they don't wash off. So, Betty, I'm going to scroll all through all the comments. So if you guys want to comment, keep commenting. I'm going to have Betty tell me when to stop. All right. Are you ready?
Close my eyes. Make it fair.
All right. And so whenever you're ready, I'm going to close my eyes too.
Okay. Stop.
The Hue Therapist. Yay. Congratulations. You have won a lovely Betty McKnit cup. Make sure you email me with your information. You can email me at cozycrochet.co. I'll get all your information and I'll send it your way. Thank you so much. And don't forget, everybody, there's going to be giveaways in every single crochet along that we do. All the crochet alongs are on Fridays for the month of August at 2 p.m. This one will actually be, the replay will actually be available once it uploads. So if you want to rewatch it, you can. But yeah, that's it. We've hit our hour mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, Betty. Is there anything that you want to say before we go?
Well, I just want to remind everybody that anyone who joins your membership during this crochet along, I'm going to give them the stitch tracker that I'm working on that has not been released anywhere yet. So you all will be the ones to get it first before anyone else.
Yes, how exciting. So if you want to join the channel membership, that will be down below in the description. You can also find the ad-free pattern and free pattern on her website that will also be linked below. Yes, you can DM me via Instagram. That's fine as well. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, create something gorgeous. Bye, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. All right.